very competitive. And that's kind of where it's at. I mean, the rules have changed, and players have to adapt to that. And the ones that cannot adapt to it find their way out of the league, because eventually you can't adapt to the rules, you can't play.
What's it been like as an analyst? You joined that role?
Well, it's a different role. I feel like 30 years spent in the National Football League, I'm an ambassador for the game. I've seen it evolve from 28 teams to 32 teams to fantasy football to everything else. It's really stolen the calendar from all of the sports when you think about the National Football League. We go into May now. So I have a lot of knowledge, obviously, playing in the league, coaching in the league, scouting in the league, and now an analyst. But I enjoy it. I don't enjoy the fact that when you're not involved in the huddle anymore, you're not on the field coaching. You know, coaching's like teaching, to be quite honest. You miss that part. You don't miss the part of not having a good quarterback, because it's not fun. It's a 2-year job and you don't have a good quarterback. And you become an analyst like me eventually. So, it's just the way it works. But I think it's a great league. I really do. There are a lot of guys in our league that I don't think you realize that are wonderful guys, more than not. And I think what we have to make sure that we constantly talk about is uplift those guys. But a lot of times that's not a story. You know, being good is not a story. It's when you get off the track, that's the story. That's what everybody wants to talk about. And I get that, but I think we should praise these guys, because 99% of them do the right thing. And they're in their communities. They do the right thing more than they don't. So I always look at it that way. I'm privy to it. I've been around it my whole life. I've always told folks though, I've been very fortunate. I really never had a job. I've been on recess my whole life. Played football, coached football, and I talk about football. So I really never had a great job, or really had to work. And I'm fortunate. I have a platform, which I like, because I talk more than just about football, which is important for me. I hope I'm looked at, and I'm pretty sure I'm looked at by most people that really know me and know what I stand for. I'm a man of faith, and I look at things that way. I try to share my message whenever I can. So the Lord has provided me a great platform after football, so that I'm going to use it to my best ability.
Do you think the Seahawks change in the paradigm for defensive backs to like a 6'3" DB is something that's going to catch on, or are there just not that many 6'3" DBs out there?
Well, there's not that many. I was a DB. I was a corner. I was a pretty big corner when I played. Mel Blount was a big guy. Lester Hayes, Mike Haynes. There was a few guys that were big, but it's hard to find those guys. It really is, and a lot of them want to catch the ball. You know, they would prefer to be receivers. As you know, Sherman was a receiver at Stanford. I don't know if people knew that, but he was a wide receiver at Stanford. He changed over to be a defensive back. So you would like to get those guys, obviously, because the receivers are getting big, and it's a passing league. You know that. This whole league is really, there's bigger players. We were talking last night. I was mentioning to some folks that, you know, TV doesn't do a lot of these guys justice. You'll see them on TV, but when you met them and you see them in person, Cam Newton is 6'6", 270. Plays quarterback. Say it again, he's 6'6", 270. Plays quarterback. Doesn't play defense, he plays quarterback. Peyton Manning, 6'5", almost 6'6". He's about 255. I mean, so you get big men in this league. They run fast. It's a violent place. You know, when you're sitting on your couch watching it, it looks easy. Not easy. Yes, sir.
As a pharmacist, what is the future of football? Why I say this is the human body. We've got people now that are 6'5", 255, 260, run a 4'6", 4'7". You know, in great physical shape. You know, our joints are only made for so much. The human body